At the first regional of Regulation H, Wolfe Glick showcased a really unique strat featuring Toedscruel and Weezing, able to get 9th place at the Baltimore Regional Championship, and we're going to be trying out a recreation of this team and seeing how well it can perform. This is my recreation of Wolfe Glick's Baltimore Regionals team. It has a really unique concept. So you have neutralizing gas, which is fantastic because a lot of Pokemon in Regulation H do rely on their abilities, whether it's like the Indeedee for the psychic terrain, Rillaboom for the grassy terrain, Intimidates from like Incineroar, you have the Rain from Pelipper, you have so much abilities that just affect the field. Dondozo, especially with Tatsugiri, so much that if you take away those abilities, they're in a huge disadvantage. So we have this Weezing with the neutralizing gas, and this one's such an interesting variant. It's a choice specs variant with Terra Fire as a defensive typing for against Golden Go's Make It Rain. It's able to do a lot of damage with that Strange Steam and Dazzling Gleam. Fairy coverage is still really strong in the format. Sludge Bomb's incredible for the grass types, Terra Grasses and the Terra Fairies. It's also a really good partner with Toedscruel because if you try to Spore Mon and they try to go for Terra Grass to avoid the Spore, guess what? You can Sludge Bomb them for super effective damage and potentially knock them out. And then Flamethrower, of course, to hit the Golden Go's as well as the other Steel types out there. The Toedscruel paired with Weezing is such a crazy combination because Mycelium Might is a garbage ability on Toedscruel because it would make the Spore move last usually, but with neutralizing gas you are able to shut down that ability. So Toedscruel, with its really high natural speed of base 100, it's one of the fastest Spore Mons in the game. Basically, you can go for that Spore and not have to worry about having that Spore go last because the neutralizing gas canceling out your ability. And then Fast Sleep is just absolutely broken. You have the Rage Powder for redirection to protect your other Mons. The ground coverage is nice because you have Earth Power for Pokemon like Archaludon, fire types. It's Golden Go, a lot of Pokemon that's really nice, including Incineroar. Acid Spray, a really strong combination because you're able to lower your opponent's special defense by 2 stages. Break Focus Ashes so Weezing can get a follow-up and do a lot of damage there. The Weezing I chose was to be really fast with a pretty much max speed here with Modest Nature. I didn't think Timid was necessary, and I don't think Wolf was timid. So that's why I decided to go Modest. I copied a lot of the spreads based on the stream game matches and did some calcs. So tried to get as close as possible. They might not be accurate though. The Garchomp able to do a lot of damage with the Life Orb. That's been one of the most popular item choices on Garchomp. Terra Ground is interesting. It allows Garchomp to get some KOs with that Stomping Tantrum and the Earthquake. It might miss out otherwise. And you don't really need Garchomp's ability for it to be a great Pokemon. Rough-Skin's nice, but not necessary. And it's one of the faster Pokemons out there, so can definitely follow up, taking advantage of the Weezy's neutralizing gas, and would be able to shut down like Archaludon's stamina, so you don't have to worry about giving the Archaludon defense boost. Corviknight's an interesting mon on this team. You have the Mirror Armor, you have the Tailwind option, so you don't have to always rely on the Weezing plus Toedscruel. You have more speed control that way. Roost is pretty nice because Corviknight's just a generally bulky Pokemon. It's able to switch into like Make It Rains from like Golden Go, which is nice. It's able to tank quite a few Pokemon against the common Pokemon like Garchomp and Golden Go. Able to set that Tailwind. Braybird is pretty nice again for like the Pokemon that might try to avoid the spores, and does some pretty consistent chip damage, and just well supported with the Garchomp. The Palmot with the double shot close combat, fast Pokemon again. You don't need to use its ability if you don't have to. Fake Out support, and then Protect is interesting on the Palmot. No Revival Blessing, which I thought Revival Blessing would have been for the Weezing because I think there's a lot of situations where you could probably get a Revival Blessing. But I do understand having 3 Pokemon with Protect. Usually it helps out installing out Tailwind and Trick Room turns from your opponent. And then the Choice Scarf Typhlosion with Blaze. This one is just supposed to outspeed most of the Pokemon in the format. Able to threaten a lot, like a Mouse Hold, able to go for like that really strong Eruption. And because of that neutralizing gas, your opponent can't go for like priority Tailwind like they normally can. So Typhlosion can usually just outspeed most of the Pokemon in the format. Go for that Eruption, and if they don't have a switch, they're in a lot of trouble. There's a lot of really unique concepts. I did my best to make a accurate recreation as much as possible. I believe Wolf did actually share a rental code as well as his actual spreads available on his Patreon if you do want to go check it out. I'll link his stuff down below in the description. And if you do want to check out the details of this recreation, they'll be down below in the description as well. But let's get started and play some games. Pelipper, Archaludon, Incineroar, Superior, Mousehold, Annihilate. Okay, the Superior is interesting here. How do I want to perform against this kind of team? I have Toedscruel that can Spore. I do have the I mean, it just depends on the Mousehold is taunted. Mousehold is taunt. This game becomes quite different. I could lead Typhlosion plus the Weezing instead, which is not like an awful combination, but it's the question, can I even knock out Mousehold in one shot? And then that also like does annihilate for Terra Fire, because if it's Terra Fire, it kind of screws up the lead where they Terra Fire, self beat up, and then it just goes really downhill fast, I think. So I don't think it's ever worth it. Backwise, Palmod is fast. I do like Palmods, and I think it's do I want Typhlosion or Corviknight? Corviknight's not bad here. I think I like Corviknight, because if it's population bomb Mousehold, it's a good backup. It's also just really nice in general against most of the team other than the rain specific mons. Against Incineroar we can be fine against, but let's see what they decide to lead here, because probably the Mouse Ape. Yep, Mouse Ape combination. I'm going for my Acid Spray, and I'm going for my Strange Steam combination into the Mousehold. So I don't know if this is just straight up Mouse Ape or if this is some Final Gambit Choice Scarf stuff, but yeah, let's go for an Acid Spray. Let's go for a Strange Steam. If you have Taunt, you're probably going to go for it immediately, I feel, or follow me if you're safety cows. That makes sense too. Perfect. So I'm able to get the Acid Spray into Strange Steam immediately and hopefully knock out the Mousehold. Would be really ideal too, so I can Sporty Annihilate the next turn. They do go for a bulk up. Perfect. But they can't really do too much damage right off the bat. Strange Steam does connect, which is great. Yeah, knockout Mousehold is a beautiful start to this game, and I mean a beautiful start to this game. Excellent. They bring in Incineroar, doesn't matter because we have the Cover Cloak. I'll Terra Water the Toedscruel just in case. Pelipper going to come in. You have Inaccurate Hurricanes. I'm just going to go for a Terra Water. I'm going to Spore. Actually, I'm going to Spore the Pelipper because the Annihilate can't pick up a knockout. So I'm going to Strange Steam the Pelipper and Spore the Pelipper as well. Because Annihilate isn't too much of what our Pelipper is. Actually, why did I Terra Water if I... Yeah, I kind of went a bit too fast there. I should have Terra Watered this Mom, but it's fine. It should be okay in the long term. Terra Water. Yeah, they protect Annihilate. Excellent, because they're trying to get the Hurricane off in the Toedscruel. Nice. So, end up getting a really good read here. Nice, nice, nice. We're able to get the Spore off into the Pelipper. And next turn, we can go for the Spore Strange Steam combo into Annihilate if we want. And that might be really good damage, so I might just go for it. Strange Steam going to come out of Pelipper. Excellent. And we even get the Confusion on top. So, beautiful, beautiful turn right there. I'm going to go for the Spore into Annihilate. I'm going to go for the Strange Steam also into Annihilate. We're either forcing the Terra or we do a ton of damage to Annihilate. I'll let my opponent choose. We see a Terra come out from my opponent. If your Terra Grass is fine, but yeah. Terra Fire, yep. Okay, that's all right. I do not mind it being Terra Fire because we can Earth Power with Toedscruel as well. You're only +1 too, so like you're only +1 plus you're +1 and then 100 base power Rage Fist, so it's not like that threatening. Albert wakes up, but is confused. Also, what do you try to go for? Hurricane? That hits itself. Didn't knock itself out. Strange Steam going to come out into the Annihilate. I should Acid Spray the we get the Confusion again. That's funny. Okay. I'm going to Acid Spray Annihilate, and I'm going to Strange Steam the Pelipper. Because Pelipper is still confused. Acid Spray gets a -2 on the Annihilate without proccing Defiant, which I think is like really good. Because then it's going to put in range of Earth Power. Pelipper is going to attempt to protect too, so this is excellent for me. Yeah, like even if you get the Protect off, I Earth Power the Annihilate the next turn. And hopefully it knocks out. It might not. There is a chance that it does not, but we'll see. Oh, they wake up. Okay. They're confused. They get the Rage Fist. Okay, it's +1. I wouldn't be surprised if this knocks out Toedscruel, actually. Yeah, it does. Okay. That's acceptable. Strange Steam into the Protect on the Pelipper. Maybe I played a bit too much there, but sure. We're going to go on a Palm Up because we want a faster Mon than what they have on the field. The question is, do I want to switch out to Weezing? Because Strange Steam's not doing anything. Sludge Bomb will. I think so. I want to close combat the Pelipper. Covers the Arcalon switch, and I'm going to go Corviknight. Although this would give them Rain, which isn't super... Well, do I need my Terra? Terra and Palma's the only thing I can think of, but if it's Arcalon back, I don't think the Terra matters because I would just close combat everything. Yeah, I'm just going to go Corviknight. They're going to retreat Pelipper. This is Arcalon. Nice. So close combat covered that play. Beautiful. How many hits have we gone into the Annihilate? It's 150 base power Rage Fist +1, I think. It's also confused, so there's a chance that we're fine. All right, close combat going to come out on Arcalon. Huge damage. Beautiful. And what does Annihilate do? Because Annihilate's the big one here. Confused. Nice, hits itself. I don't think I needed it, depending on... If they target down the Palmot, then I'm fine with them getting to hit him Palmot, because I would just close combat to Arcalon, I would Tailwind. And then I think I'm in a really good spot against the Annihilate in the end game. So we're going to go for Tailwind here and just attack. Actually, I would probably prefer that they hit Palmot because I would want Palmot to go down faster so I could get Weezing in under Tailwind. We get the knock on Arcalon. Can we still lose to Annihilate? Sure. It is very possible to lose to Annihilate. Although, did they hit? Okay, they Rage Fist Corviknight. We should be fine tanking this. That does so much damage, man. Okay. It should be pretty safe, though. Tailwind's going to go up. I think I just always Roost to Corviknight. If they Drain Punch read... I think I'm okay with the Drain Punch read, realistically. Because I think they would Rage Fist the Corviknight anyway. Pelipper's probably going to Protect, but I'd rather hit the Pelipper than boost up the Annihilate again. I guess it's still a scary spot, but let's close combat the Pelipper. Let's go for the Roost. Because if Corviknight goes down, then I just get a free switch to Weezing. I click Sludge Bomb into the Annihilate, and it's -2 special defense on the Annihilate, which is pretty big deal. All right, Roost. So we stick around a bit longer. Annihilate snaps out of confusion. Goes for the Drain Punch. It bets into Palmot. Excellent. I don't think I ever want to hit the... I guess the question is, who are you taking the knockout on? Are you taking the knockout on the Corviknight, or are you taking the knock on the Palmot? I guess Protect into Brave Bird the Pelipper isn't a bad play here. Let me see if I'm right. So I get the knock on the Pelipper. They didn't go for a double Protect. Okay. Pelipper goes down. They Rage Fist the Palmot. Okay, perfect. So I could probably set up for another Tailwind in the end game. I really cannot allow Annihilate to get a Rage Fist off here. So I think I'm just going to go for the double with Palmot and protect the Corviknight as well, so I can set up the Tailwind position. We do fail to double protect, okay? As we protect Corviknight, there is a chance they target Corviknight here because Palmot's not like an incredible threat to them. But they do target down the Palmot. Okay, does Weezing live a Rage Fist? I might have actually not been in the best spot. I've had a really good start, but maybe I targeted the Annihilate on the wrong turn with that Strange Steam. I think I should just always target down the Pelipper. All right, Weezing in. neutralizing gas, not that big of a deal. We're going for the sludge bomb, and we're gonna go for the tailwind. They're gonna be faster. They get the rage fist off. Weezing has really high physical defense. So did Corviknight, and Corviknight almost went down. So I'm actually very scared for the Weezing. Rage fist. Oh, Weezing so clutch. Weezing so clutch. Okay, sludge bomb. Almost picks up the knockout, but the poison, although the poison really, I mean, the poison only mattered if they got triple protect, but even if you got triple protect, I think I could still very easily win with just Brave Bird Corviknight. Oh. Weezing the goat. And the poison is just going to eliminate the triple protect potential win con for my opponent. So we'll sludge bomb. We'll go for Brave Bird. There's a reason why I didn't want to target the Annihilate again, because of those Rage Fist boosts. And thankfully we did not. And the Weezing was able to barely clutch it out. If I had went for one more attack in the Weezing, I mean into the Annihilate, I lost my Weezing on the Rage Fist. I wasn't able to set up Tailwind properly. Then game was 100% over. But ooh. Too close for comfort, man. Too close for comfort. They're gonna be forfeited. Very nice. Whew. Sylveon, Incineroar, Palafin, Amoonguss, Gallade, and the Dragapult. Their team really relies on abilities. How does Zero to Hero work with neutralizing gas? I haven't asked myself that question in a while, and I always forget. But I actually do think that Toedscruel is really good. I think the Weezing's really solid in this matchup. Sylveon's useless to them because of the neutralizing gas on my Weezing, so I don't think Sylveon's going to be a mon that I have to concern myself with. I do want Typhlosion. It is pretty good, and I think I'll bring the Palmod as the last. This Palmod's pretty good into Palafin, which is the only thing Typhlosion Scarf can't really handle, as well as Incineroar. Like, just a perfect combination, I think, in the end game scenario. So let's see what they decide to bring here. I think that the lead here is going to pay off really dividends. The only one that I'm a little bit scared of is maybe like Gallade plus the Amoonguss lead, which I think can be played around. They have a lot of passive mons, I feel, other than, well, Gallade's pretty offensive, and then Dragapult. I'm not too concerned about Dragapult though. The only way I'm concerned about Dragapult is if it's Specs. The choice been Dragonart's knockout Toedscruel. Actually, no, probably it's stronger into Toedscruel, because I think Specs Draco wouldn't knock out the Toedscruel with Terra Dragon, but I think Terra Dragon Dragonarts would. The late Palafin leading. Okay, I guess we'll find out together, because I actually have no idea. But I'm going for a Spore, and I'm going for a Sludge Bomb. I think I just Sludge Bomb. I think I am just going to Spore Sludge Bomb to Gallade. Or do I expect the Gallade to protect? I feel like I could just Sludge Bomb to Palafin. I want to Sludge Bomb to Palafin and Spore to Gallade. If they make a crazy play going into Amoonguss for the Gallade slot and flip turn, then that's insane. I feel like you do get the Zero to Hero, right? If you do switch out. We'll see. But I know Amoonguss doesn't get a Regenerator if it switches out, so I don't know if the abilities work the same or not. We're going to see Palafin retreat, which is not too surprising. Amoonguss might be coming in. Incineroar. Okay, I would have preferred Strange Steaming, but sure. All right, we do get the Spore off into Gallade. No Terra Grasses is excellent. All right, nice. So you are asleep, Gallade. Here's a Sludge Bomb into Incineroar for some pretty big damage. Gallade's faster than Weezing. That's actually really important to note. All right, I'm going for the Acid Spray into the Gallade. What am I doing with you? I think I'm just going to play the offense, right? I don't think they're going to Flare Blitz the Toedscruel immediately. I think they're going to fake out the Weezing to buy a turn of sleep, but let's go for a Sludge Bomb Acid Spray, I think. Oh, they fake out into Cover Cloak Toedscruel. Okay, they don't know. They don't know Acid Spray. It's not Clear Amulet on the Gallade either. And they say his sleep is excellent for me. I'm able to get the Sludge Bomb off into the Gallade. Picks up the knockout. Huge threat to Weezing gone. Perfect. Surprised they didn't fake The thing is, why would you fake up the Toedscruel is my question. Do they not have safety goggles? Dragapult coming in. I'm not really too scared of Dragapult, I think, in the long term. I think I'm going to double the Incineroar. Do I want to double the Incineroar? I had to think about this because the Palafin is set up. Jet Punch is scary for Typhlosion. I could double up the Incineroar with Acid Spray Sludge Bomb too, since they don't usually carry Protect. Actually, that's probably worth it. I think I will go for it. Because then the Dragapult is locked into a move, right? We are going to see a Terra come out. Is Dragapult Terra Dragon? Oh, Incineroar. Terra Grass. I would not have spored that slot, but I do think it's not Goggles on Incineroar. Something tells me it's not safety goggles on Incineroar. We're going to see the Dragapult vanish. Here's an Acid Spray into the Incineroar slot. And here's a Sludge Bomb into that Incineroar slot as well. Goodbye, Incineroar. Sure. All right, did Palafin transform? It had to, right? I'm pretty sure it ignores Weezing's neutralizing gas, but... Yes, okay, I was right on that. So I don't know what they do. They could click Jet Punch into anything really. I used to go as Palafin. That's the only thing that scares me in this matchup, but I am gonna Spore attempt a Palafin and I am gonna Sludge Bomb the Dragapult. No, Dragapult goes down to Shadow Ball. I think I just doubled the Palafin. They go for Protect, which is fine. And enforcing a Weezing. Okay. Spore attempt into the Palafin. All right. I think we're fine here because that should be Choice Band damage. I think I just double up the Palafin slot like always. I'm going to Spore the Palafin. I'm going to Sludge Bomb to Dragapult, I think. Yeah, I'm going to Sludge Bomb to Dragapult. Because one of my fears is Palafin doesn't Jet Punch to Weezing. Actually, no, you have to Jet Punch to Weezing, right? For speed interaction. Let me think about this. So, what happens if I Sludge Bomb plus Spore to Palafin? Palafin can do one of a few things. You can Jet Punch to Weezing. Actually, no, yeah, because I was thinking, oh, if I get the Poison... and I Spore, then it's bad. But the thing is, there's no position that allows my Weezing to survive on the field while there is a neutralizing gas out. So yeah, I always get to Spore off into Palafin regardless. So it's perfect. I am able to get a Sludge Bomb plus a attack off into Palafin. Really good damage into Palafin. All right, we're gonna Rage Powder, I suppose, and Sludge Bomb to... Actually, do we Rage Powder? I guess we do, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna Rage Powder Sludge Bomb. There is one thing I'm trying to consider is like if they can get a double knockout this turn. No, that'd be fine for me actually. Palafin wakes up, goes for Jet Punch. Nice. That does so much to Toedscruel. But Phantom Force is going to also go into Toedscruel. I guess if Palafin takes the Sludge Bomb, it's very awkward. It's manageable, but it's very awkward. Oh, no. Oh, we got the poison. Okay. Because the thing that made Palafin awkward is Jet Punch knocks out the Typhlosion. And I need to get Palmot in because Palmot can threaten the Palafin. But they can like protect Phantom Force and it becomes really awkward. But granted, they did fake out into the Corviknight mon, so I was fine here. A Typhlosion comes in. Like, yeah, it could have actually been really awkward without the poison if they were able to get that board state. But yeah, because the thing is, as long as I was trying to get Typhlosion next to Palmot together if both Pokemon went down, because then I just get a Shadow Ball into the Dragapult plus a fake out into Palafin. If I knock out the Dragapult with Shadow Ball, the game's over because then Palmot just wins against the Palafin because I have Focus Sash. I Shadow Ball and I swapped to Palmot, I guess. Well, gonna be forfeited. Could have been scary. Could have been scary. We managed it somehow. King Gambit, Rillaboom, Electabuzz, Sneasler, the Chandelure, and Blood Moon Ursaluna. All right, we have some pretty standard mons, and then you have the Chandelure on this build, which offers a Trick Room mode. Okay, now I do like the Toedscruel. It's faster than a lot of things on my opponent's team. Can spore the Electabuzz because of the neutralizing gas, ignoring Vital Spirit. So that could be great. I do like that combo. I believe Garchomp is pretty good. They do have 4 ground weeks actually on this team, which is kind of insane when I think about it. But yeah, I am bringing this. And then last Pokemon, I think it's Palma. Typhlosion's not too bad in this matchup, but the problem I don't like with it is Typhlosion gets threatened by the Sucker Punch heavily on King Gambit. King Gambit's a Pokemon that can definitely stick around on the field for a bit, so I think it's Palma. Corviknight's not bad either, but it's not really helpful other than Rillaboom and Sneasler. I think I'm gonna do Palma, because Palma does offer a bit of fake out pressure too. Close combat threatens heavily on the Blood Moon Ursaluna, which is a Pokemon I really like to be able to do damage to, especially because I don't exactly do the best amount of damage to it as a lead. So let's see what they decide to go here. It's gonna be the lead of the King Gambit and Electabuzz, which is perfect because I get to go for Spore, and I probably just get to go for Dazzling Gleam and get as much chip damage as I possibly can onto their team. Don't know if the King Gambit's gonna run Iron Head. I don't think I need to go for Terra immediately, so I'm just gonna go for a Spore and a Dazzling Gleam because I'm pretty sure that King Gambit, I don't think it would KO Weezing. Weezing has really good defense. Like, it's base 120, so I'd be kind of surprised if we go down to 1 immediately. So I'm just going to go for Dazzling Gleam and Spore. If they protect the King Gambit and attack with the Electabuzz, a really good play on their part. But I do think that Spore and the King Gambit's probably better because that's the Pokemon that threatens the most damage out of this team. We're going to see Follow Me, just a very simple Follow Me, which is very nice because that means Electabuzz won't have taken the sleep turn yet. So Spore into the Electabuzz. Even if you had Vital Spirit, you will stay asleep. It'll actually be interesting because I don't think Vital Spirit, if Weezing goes down, I'm pretty sure Vital Spirit doesn't auto wake you. Kowtow immediately into the Toedscruel. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I'm just gonna go for a, I mean, unless you hard read Sucker Punch the Toedscruel, I'm expecting either King Gambit. I don't think that's Assault Vest. Actually, it might be because it took almost about the same damage as the Electabuzz. You know what? Let's go for a Spore. Let's go for a Dazzling Gleam. I have no idea. Oh, it isn't. Okay. I had a feeling it wasn't, but I couldn't tell exactly because I'm not really used to the Weezing calc. So that's fine because I don't think Electabuzz can actually do anything to the Toedscruel. So this is okay. They do take their guarantee turn 1 to sleep, as we are going to be able to get a Dazzling Gleam off. I think I Earth Power Dazzling Gleam the next turn. Yeah, I Earth Power Dazzling Gleam the next turn. I'm building up really heavy damage to Electabuzz. I am just going to Earth Power and Dazzling Gleam because I will knock out the Weezing. Or not the Weezing, the King Gambit with Weezing with Dazzling Gleam plus Earth Power, assuming the Electabuzz doesn't attack here. Or assuming that Electabuzz doesn't wake up here. We're going to see a switch actually in a Rillaboom, which makes sense here. Earth Power going to come out into the Rillaboom. Electabuzz stays asleep. That's cool. We're able to get our Dazzling Gleam off and get some more chip damage. Nice. And now I don't know if I want to let Toedscruel go down. It's useful, but I don't think I need it anymore. Like, I was just using it as an opener, and it's been really good so far. I think I'm just going to go for an Earth Power into the Electabuzz and just another Dazzling Gleam because I'm just building up all this free damage onto my opponent. They also have no way to remove the Weezing. So, all right. No Follow Me attempts. I could have Acid Spray and a Dazzling Gleam, I guess. Gotten the most damage, but I'm okay with this because it's still a single target Dazzling Gleam. They're probably going for a Grassy Glide or Wood Hammer or U-Turn coming out into Toedscruel is fine too. I just get a bunch of damage into whatever's switching in. Like, King Gambit's going to take a lot too, so this is perfectly acceptable. All right, switch out. I also have a Palmot, so I can Revival Bless, or I can't Revival Blessing, but I at least threaten the King Gambit pretty heavily with close combats. I'm not really worried about King Gambit too much. We're gonna see Chandelure come out. All right, perfect. I'm gonna be able to get a Dazzling Gleam off for Chip. Chandelure, I guess, can be kind of tough now. I mean, I just go out in a Garchomp, I think. Do I go Garchomp or do I go Palmot? Because Palmot, I could go for like a Fake Out into Dazzling Gleam or Fake Out into Double Shock. Garchomp threatens to Chandelure immediately, but I don't think it's necessary. You know what? I'm going Palmot. I'm going Palmot because I think Palmot building up damage in a Rillaboom so Garchomp can clean up the end game seems pretty strong. We're going to see the Kingambit come out, which I just went Garchomp and been in a really good spot. I mean, this works out for me because I get to go for a Double Shock, I think, into the Chandelure. And I'm going to go for Dazzling Gleam, and I hope this Double Up picks up the knockout here. Chandelure can protect, and they could go Rillaboom, but I mean, that means Rillaboom still takes a lot of chip damage on the switch, and Rillaboom's the Pokemon I kind of want the damage on, so that's fine. No switches. Double Shock into Chandelure. Critical hit. I don't know if it mattered. Unless this Chandelure was really bulky with Citrus Berry, I think it was going down to the combination, but we'll definitely take it. We use up our fighting type. Dazzling Gleam going to come out. Yeah, like a lot of damage into Kingambit. They just go for a Kowtow into the Weezing, but yeah, I mean, Kingambit, I'm really surprised Rillaboom didn't come in. I thought that was like a very big Fake Out Trick Room, but I guess they were worried about if I had Typhlosion in the back, so that's probably why. They probably thought I had Typhlosion and was worried about like, oh, like, can I threaten the Typhlosion? They were probably just trying to go for a Sucker Punch threaten, but they got it wrong, and now they just lose the game here. As I can just protect and Dazzling Gleam. Or I can... I mean, I just always double up the Rillaboom, I think. Go for a close combat, go for Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, I don't have to go for any protects. Battle gonna be forfeited. Nice. So as the Source has Kingambit, I did have like maybe a few turns in the early game. Like I could have Acid Sprayed. I was expecting to follow me on that turn. The Electabuzz decided to go down just to prevent like a Acid Spray combination. And then I was also expecting the Kingambit to be Assault Vest, but I guess based on the damage it's kind of accurate enough, so I could have just went for like an Acid Spray Dazzling Gleam because if they had Protect they just wanted to stall out a turn, so Electabuzz took a sleep turn and like they wanted to waste a Spore plus Dazzling Gleam into the Kingambit's Protect, which made sense, so I could have capitalized there. But otherwise I felt like it was pretty straightforward. It got a little bit awkward because of the potential Trick Room, but because they brought out Kingambit fearing the Typhlosion, they just ended up losing a lot to the what I brought out, which was the Palmon. Although if I brought out Garchomp, I just like straight up probably was in a good spot too. Dragon Claw and the Dazzling Gleam was perfectly safe onto the Chandelure, unless it's Terra Fairy. Asculegion, Pelipper, Archaludon, the Amoonguss, Dragonite, and Kingambit. Okay. I really want to shut down abilities with Weezing because it shuts down Swift Swim and the Brain in general, as well as like Stalwart or Stamina on the Archaludon. Dragonite. Is it Lumberry? Probably not on this team. I assume it's not. So I should be able to get free spores with the Toedscruel, which is really nice. And then in the back, I think it's Palmot. Palmot's really good against this team. Like really good. I think Palmot's super solid. Typhlosion's probably not it against a rain team. Granted, it's not a bad mon. Does do quite a bit. I think it's either Garchomp or Corviknight. I'm trying to figure out which one I prefer. Probably Garchomp just because it's a Pokemon that's just fast, and I like having fast Pokemon that could outspeed like a Pelipper because it'll probably hang around with Focus Sash, outspeeding the Dragonite. Still threatens the Kingambit. The only thing I'm a little bit missing is a immediate knockout into a Amoonguss, which that's the only thing I'm really fearful of because Amoonguss can be a little bit annoying. So maybe I should have brought the Typhlosion, but the Typhlosion is also a little bit weak to priority. They have Aqua Jet on Basculegion probably. They have the Extreme Speed on Dragonite and Sucker Punch on Kingambit. I think it's just really hard to maneuver Typhlosion to where it can actually find a way to nuke the Amoonguss, especially since Amoonguss should be able to live one Heat Wave. So I don't think it's worth it. Like, it's just way too hard to maneuver. Maybe Typhlosion next to Toedscruel, but that means Rain gets set up and I can't break through the Amoonguss on the Rain. So we're going to see the Kingambit and the Dragonite come out, which is not too surprising as I lead the Weezing and the Toedscruel. I should be able to go for a Dazzling Gleam and Spore. I guess the question is, where are your items? Because that's going to be a big thing. I'm just gonna go straight for the Dazzling Gleam. Might as well get that damage. And I think a big question is, does the Kingambit have Protect or Iron Head? Because if it has Iron Head, I would like my Weezing around. I could sport a Dragonite slot, but risking it against Kingambit's a little bit tough. But Assault Vest, I'd probably say it's more likely on the Orcaladon. So I'm gonna sport a Dragonite and hope that I can get a Protect on the Kingambit. And maybe like a Terra Blast into the Toedscruel. And we can also hope that Weezing survives one Iron Head from Kingambit, because Weezing is a pretty bulky Pokemon in general. We're going to see a Terra come out immediately. All right, is that Dragonite or is that Kingambit? Dragonite, okay, Terra Flying? Yeah, not too surprised that it's Terra Flying. Okay. So, because I imagine it's maybe a Soul... Well, actually, there's so many Pokemon that could be a Soul Vest on this team. Maybe Choice Band. Yep, perfect. Nice. So we are able to call the Protect on the Kingambit. We're able to get a Spore off into the Dragonite. So our Toedscruel is going to hang around. We didn't have to force a Terra or anything, which is super solid. We are... Oh, yeah, Lumberry. That makes it hurtful. I mean, there should be an attack in a Toedscruel. And if it's attacking a Toedscruel, I get a free switch into Palmot, which threatens both of these Pokemon. It's not awful. Yeah, Terra Blast. I guess I got Terra Watered. I wasn't sure if they were the Lumberry Dragonite on this team, but yeah, that ended up being unfortunate. I am going into Palmot though. And I get to go for a Dazzling Gleam plus either Close Combat or Double Shock. I think I'm just going to go for the Double Shock into the Dragonite slot. Man, the fact that it had to be the Lumberry set on this team, that was definitely unexpected for me. I thought it'd be like a choice set. But all right. Terra Water could have been the play. But yeah, not too much I can do. Although I might have still been in range of Extreme Speed from Dragonite. So I don't know if it actually was guaranteed there. They actually go for an Extreme Speed and a Palma. Is this Sucker Punch double up? Oh wait, that gets knockout. Okay. This might be Kowtow though. We are able to get rid of the Dragonite. So that's their Terragon, and a Dazzling Gleam single target is still going to hurt the Kingambit. But yeah, I have taken a lot of damage at the start of this game. Dazzling Gleam. A lot of damage to Kingambit. Kowtow. All right. Palmot is able to hang on. It is in Sucker Punch range though, so that's something I'm going to have to fear here. All right. Is it Orcaladon coming out? Could be... I mean, Pelipper is kind of weird, right? Because Weather Ball and Hurricane don't exactly threaten me. Well, I mean, well, Hurricane can. It's 70% accurate. And then Weather Ball just does no damage. Who's coming in? Amoonguss? Amoonguss can Sucker Punch Pin. Oh, Pelipper actually does come out. Okay. I don't mind Pelipper coming in because this is a free Dazzling Gleam. Get a lot of chip. Do I just want to go for a swap? Do I even want... I feel like I do actually want a Close Combat here. I want to double the Pelipper really badly, actually. Because they're like... They don't know if I have go for Protect or Switch, or... They could cover it, though. That's the only thing I fear here. But you know what? There is also a chance Kingambit protects and the Pelipper goes for the Palmot slot. Because we already used our Double Shock, we don't have the electricity. I'm going to go for the Pelipper. If I can get the Pelipper, that'd be great. Okay, they Sucker Punch. I could have went to Garchomp. Would have been better, but I thought it was a bit too obvious. They might have tried to pin that slot, though. Oh, they go for Tailwind. Huh, okay. That was interesting there. I am able to get a Dazzling Gleam off into the Kingambit and the Pelipper. Very nice. I go into Garchomp. Dazzling Gleam gets a double knockout, so unless they have Wide Guard, but they might also just double up the Garchomp with like a Sucker Punch plus Hurricane, because Garchomp probably is faster than Kingambit under the Tailwind. So you know what? I'm going to go for the risk here. I'm going to go for Protect with Garchomp because I wanted healthy for our Caladon. I'm just going to go for Dazzling Gleam. Let's see. They have to double up the Weezing specifically here. Or they Protect Kingambit, which is also fine too. I don't mind that either. They go for the Hurricane. Nice dodge on the Weezing. That's the benefit of getting rid of the Weather. So we are able to get Dazzling Gleam off in the Pelipper. Unfortunately, we didn't get the read right, but I mean, I think I would have just Stomping Tantrum to the King Gambit slot anyway, so it's not like it really affected this turn. All right. So this is our Caledon. Yep, our Caledon comes in. I have no idea where you're targeting, though. I have no idea where the targets go. Are you gonna Flash Cannon or are you gonna Draco here? I think that's a big question. I think if you're Terra Grass, which we haven't seen. Oh wait, no, they already Terra'd. Yeah, this is a weird spot. I guess I feel like I'm okay with going for a Dazzling Gleam with Terra Fire. And I think I'm gonna go for a Double Protect. Yeah, Double Protect is fine. Because I don't think they're targeting the Weezing with Kowtow. Unless you're Sturdy or Caledon, you're going for Electric Shot into Weezing. I think any other move just won't knock out the Weezing in general. I feel like you're probably going to target Garchomp since it's protected, since if Garchomp sticks around after Tailwind expires, you just lose to Earthquake spam. So let's see if I'm right. They did Sucker Punch attempt to Garchomp. Was this Draco Meteor or Dragon Pulse double up? Yeah, it was. Okay, perfect. That's fine. I guess I could have Terra Ground, but I still hang on, which is perfect. A Dazzling Gleam going to come out into our Caledon. And huge damage in our Caledon. Jeez, that was a really strong Dazzling Gleam. Wait. It's not Stamina. But that doesn't look like it's Sturdy, because if it was Sturdy, I should have done a lot more. I think that's Stalwart. I think that's Stalwart. So I should be safe. There's what, last turn Tailwind. Yeah, I can just go for a... Actually, I'm just gonna Dazzling Gleam and I'm gonna Stomping, I think. It should be Power Herb. I think I always protect Garchomp. Yeah, I should protect Garchomp. Because if it didn't have... Oh, wait, no. We don't know if it's Stamina, actually. Because it's Ability Shut Off. Okay, yeah. They go for Snarl. All right. Perfectly fine. I had a double power Stomping Tantrum, but it didn't matter. They go for the Snarl. They lower the special attack on the Weezing, but I do get the Dazzling Gleam off into the Arcaladon. More damage. Yeah, it should just be an Assault Vest Arcaladon. And Stamina is just not in effect because of Neutralizing Gas. So we do get a Dazzling Gleam and we do get a Stomping Tantrum, and that's going to be perfect. Okay. Really nice. Weezing was able to just dish out a lot of damage. They didn't really respect it. The only thing that they did was the Hurricane, which missed. I would have probably tanked it, but it would have definitely made the end game a bit more tricky because they could have maybe targeted the Weezing, but it still maybe had came down to the double up into the Garchomp and getting that read right, because I was able to get that read on the Sucker Punch. So nice. Weezing was just able to do so much chip damage with the choice specs, Dazzling Gleam lane. It just really built up. We were able to knock out the Pelipper. The King Gambit went down. The Arcaladon took a lot and would have been cleaned up in the end game. So yeah. Whimsicott, Arcaladon, Goldengo, Mousehold, Politoed, and Incineroar. Doesn't sound like they have a fun time against the Typhlosion with Eruption. That does a ton of damage to their team. So I actually probably do want to lead Weezing plus the Typhlosion because it is one of the best answers to Goldengo. It threatens the Mousehold, which is actually a pretty significant deal to me because I do think that Pokemon's a bit problematic otherwise. Back, I do like... I think it's probably Corviknight because it's a switch into Gold, which I think is pretty valuable to me. And then I'm going to bring Toedscruel because it is immune to Electro Shot, but also Earth Power can threaten the Gold and the Arcaladon. I think Garchomp's also pretty good, but I am a little bit concerned about the Whimsicott. And I do think that Toedscruel is better against the Arcaladon if there is a situation where it's like Terra Grass, because I can actually hit it for like more damage with like Acid Spray at least. And I do think I can get some Acid Spray combinations or just extra support for Hisuian Typhlosion could actually be really good in this matchup. We'll see if I'm right. But yeah, I mean, hitting Arcaladon on the special side is always just more positive, especially with stamina boosts. If they are able to get the stamina boost, we're gonna see Gold plus Whimsicott, which is perfect for me. I'm able to lead Weezing Typhlosion. I'm going for Eruption And I think I'm going to Terra Fire immediately to Weezing so I don't lose it. So let's go for a Dazzling Gleam. Let's go for an Eruption. If there's specs on the gold, they're pretty much forced to switch out. Whimsicott is going down this turn. Whimsicott's actually going to retreat, which is surprising. Okay, is that Incineroar coming in? Politoed. Well, Politoed doesn't exactly... Well, I mean, it's the Pokemon that switches in Eruption. I'm going for Eruption plus the Terra on the Weezing to cover for... well, hold on. They Terra to Gold. Terra Dark. Okay, I was covering for Terra Dragon, but this works out too. Eruption's still doing a lot of damage, and Dazzling Gleam is going to pick up the knockdown to Gold. I thought that they might try to go for like a Make It Rain plus Terra to try and get rid of the Weezing so they can actually get the abilities back up. But yeah, there's a reason why I want to click Terra Fire on the Weezing is to preserve the Weezing, because Weezing's so important in these matchups. So we bring out the Terra Fire Weezing. I wonder if the Politoed has a water move that isn't Weather Ball, because if it doesn't have a move that isn't Weather Ball, it's in a lot of trouble. Terra Fire Eruption actually would just nuke the gold, but I had no idea if it was a resist Terra or not. They actually go for a Shadow Ball into Typhlosion to pick up the knockout, which is acceptable. So I lose Typhlosion, but I am able to get a huge amount of damage in your Politoed. Your Golden goes down, your Terra's gone. Not a bad start for me. Like, yeah, that's a good amount of damage. We get a crit on Politoed, which is nice. As goodbye Golden go. All right, I think I want to bring out Corviknight. Ooh, Citrus Berry. Yeah, I think I would want to bring out Corviknight because I'm willing to risk the Politoed only having Weather Ball and Ice Beam as moves here. And Ice Beam would obviously be very bad in the Toedscruel, so I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go for Dazzling Gleam, and I'm going to bring in the Corviknight. That can just go for a Dazzling Gleam plus Brave Bird or Dazzling Gleam plus Tailwind. Our Caledon's coming out. All right. So Toedscruel would have been actually nice here, but I think it's acceptable. We bring out the Corviknight. I'm just going to go for a Dazzling Gleam, and I want to switch. I feel like I do want Tailwind up. They already used their Terra, so I'm good against our Caledon. Question is it Power Herb? I don't know if it's Power Herb on this team. I feel like it wouldn't be this. I feel like it'd probably be Assault Vest on this team. But if it is Power Herb, that is really threatening. You know what? We're going to go hard Toedscruel on the Corviknight. I know I just brought it in, but we bait Electroshot if they do go for it. I don't know if they're going to target the Weezing, though, with an attack. They could. So it might have been better, but I mean, I still think that this is probably acceptable. I should get at least one Dazzling Gleam off. Yep, Dazzling Gleam. Good amount of damage. They did Electroshot. Okay. I have a feeling this was Power Herb, and it is going to go out into... I hope it's Corviknight, but it might be Weezing. Oh, no, they just charged it. Okay, so they go for Muddy Water. Weezing avoids. Huge dodge on Weezing, and Covert Cloak on the Toedscruel allows us to tank it. We go for a Dazzling Gleam. We go for a Spore into the Arcalon. They can't switch. So they are going to sleep guaranteed. All right. That's really, really solid here. And if they... I mean, I don't think Muddy Water was KOing because it's a bulky Politoed. But it definitely matters for the upcoming turn because they weren't able to two-shot the Weezing. We are able to get the Spore off into our Caledon. Or is it our Chaladon? Is that how you pronounce it? I think I heard it on the official commentary that it was our Chaladon. I feel like our Caledon sounds better, but let me know in the comments. Oh. Haha. Hypnosis. That's fine. Because at this point, like, how are you breaking through the Weezing? Dazzling Gleam. You do have a special attack increase. I do want to burn turns of sleep, so I am just going to Earth Power and Dazzling Gleam. They should switch out Politoed into Whimsicott, I think, and just go for a Draco Meteor into Weezing. I think that's your play. We're going to see the Whimsicott come out. Toedscruel takes its first turn. Get more Dazzling Gleam Chip, which is beautiful. We get to break a Sash on Whimsicott potentially. And it does wake up, goes for Draco Meteor, yep, as we expected, into the Weezing. Gets a critical hit, but I think that was knocking out as +1 anyway, so not that big of a deal. Weezing goes down. And this can become a close game. This can become a close game. It heavily depends on the end game of Toedscruel waking up, I think. So we bring out Corviknight. We're going to go for Brave Bird. How healthy was the Politoed, it was super low, right? I don't know if it goes down to Earth Power, though. I could Spore the slot. Because I don't even... Yeah, I can Spore the slot. I am going to have the ability active, but it's fine. You're going to retreat our Caledon, sack Politoed, or go in a Politoed, because if I do say Asleep, it's actually pretty bad. Because Politoed might have Ice Beam. Okay, Politoed was super low. I could have went for Earth Power. I should have went for Earth Power, but oh well. Helm comes out. I think this is going to hugely depend on it does Toedscruel wake up. Brave Bird is going to knock out the Whims. I guess I could have went for the Politoed. Probably should have went for Politoed, actually, because the switch was super obvious. Yeah, I think I should have. Because Whims wasn't doing enough. We do stay asleep. Okay. Alright, it's gonna... I think they double up Toedscruel and win. I mean, I can go for a throw here. I'm gonna protect Corviknight and go for the Earth Power into the Arcaladon. I think they should just Flash Cannon and Ice Beam if they have it. If they don't have Ice Beam, they might have like just Muddy Water. Like it might be a chance that like we're able to be just fine with the Toedscruel. Because I think we might live Flash Cannon and Muddy Water. We're definitely not living Draco. But we'll see. All right, Corviknight protects. Let's see, because the Electric Shot. Okay, that's huge for me. They have Ice Beam. I feel like this play is only safe Ice Beam. Oh, it's Muddy Water. Oh, Toedscruel, please get the Earth Power off. Okay. Earth Power should KO our Caledon, right? Oh my goodness, we did not. But we did enough, I think. Oh goodness. Oh goodness gracious. All right. I was hoping that KO'd. I could have Spored there, I suppose. Definitely some misplays in this game. I'm gonna Rage Powder Brave Bird. Hope Brave Bird knocks out the Arcaladon at that range, which I think it should. It's only +1 defense. Electric Shot again. Nice. Unless for some reason you're Stalwart. But didn't we just see the stamina boost? I think we did, right? Perfect. Oh, let's go. Muddy Water. Corviknight also dodges, which is beautiful, but Toedscruel hangs on. We couldn't get accuracy dropped, thankfully. Brave Bird gonna pick up the knock on our Caledon. Yep, okay. Perfect. Perfect. Toedscruel coming in clutch. Okay. It also came down to, I guess, that they fought Toedscruel to protect, which makes sense for the Electric Shot on the Corviknight. But yeah, now we can just go for a Brave Bird into the Politoed. We can go for a Rage Powder with the Toedscruel. Oh yeah, I guess if they had Hypnosis, they probably didn't have Ice Beam, so it was probably safe for me, as long as it wasn't a Draco Meteor specifically into the Toedscruel. Muddy Water gonna come out, pick up the knock on the Toedscruel, but yeah, there wasn't really anything that could have knocked out Corviknight here. But Brave Bird gonna finish out the Politoed. Oh boy. Okay, getting rid of their gold was amazing turn one. We got a lot of damage to Politoed. My big mistakes were Brave Birding the Whimsicott, and yeah, that was the big one. I guess I should have also overpowered a Politoed if it was that low. I couldn't remember if it was in the yellow or if it was in the red. I was, I guess, mixing it up a bit. But yeah, I think Brave Birding, because I think Arcaladon always switches to it's -1. It's like the only Pokemon that they could really have an answer, I think, in the end game to deal with my team. So yeah, because I don't think Politoed was just enough damage output. I think they needed the Arcaladon around, so they were going to switch out. Politoed was just too low anyway. It was going to go down to any attack. I should have just harded it, because Whimsicott next to Arcaladon I don't think could beat to my end game. Pelipper, Golden Go, Hydreigon, the Basculegion, Amoonguss, and Arcaladon. All right, a very, very, very offensive team. I do like Typhlosion a lot in the matchup. It breaks through the gold, it breaks through the Amoonguss. The Hydreigon's the only Mon that's a bit scary. I do want to bring the Weezing, shut down any abilities. Then in the back, this is kind of tricky, I think. Palmot's really good. I do want to bring Palmot, I think. I think Palmot's really good. What's the back? Am I bring Garchomp, Corviknight, or Toedscruel? It might be Toedscruel. Because switching Electroshot's pretty nice on the Archaludon. It could be Corviknight though, because the Amoonguss is a little bit annoying in the rain matchup. Like the problem is I can't really touch Amoonguss in rain. So Corviknight might be better, but the thing is Corviknight's so bad against the rest of the team. Like it only beats Amoonguss, and I just feel like it's not worth it because there are chances for opportunities for the Acid Spray to knock out the Amoonguss with a double up. So we'll see. I have Natural Cures and ability on the Palmot, so I'm not like super concerned about sleep. I also have the switch into Spore on Toedscruel. We'll find out. We'll find out. Because it really just depends. I don't know what exactly they're bringing here. Maybe gold. Gold high or Pelipper Hydreigon is a really nice lead for me. Okay. As I do lead my Weezing and my Typhlosion. Typhlosion, I would like to retreat here. I'm going to go into Toedscruel on a potential Dark Pulse or Snarl, and I'm just going to go for a Dazzling Gleam. Okay, I would have liked leading to Toedscruel just straight up, but this works out too, I suppose. I wanted to catch maybe like gold leading, which is why I led the Typhlosion for the Eruption, but I guess we're just going to go for Dazzling Gleam and switch. If they do want to go for a Terra on Hydreigon, that's fine. The Pelipper, it might have Wide Guard, but it has to keep Wide Guarding, which is fine with me. All right, we're going to see a Terra committed immediately. All right, no, it's not too surprising. Going to be on a Hydreigon into Terra Fire, so it probably has Heat Wave, which is kind of annoying for my Weezing. It protects Pelipper, which makes sense. A double up would have probably done a lot. And picked up the knockout. They go for Snarl. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Snarl not really doing too much damage. A Dazzling Gleam into the Hydreigon. Okay. I think this is a Terra Water moment, if I'm not mistaken. I like the idea of going for the Terra Water with a Spore into the Hydreigon. Because this could be Hurricane, and I'm just going to Dazzling Gleam. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of wish I led the Toedscruel, but we did force the Terra out of Hydreigon immediately, which is nice. I would like to eliminate Pelipper if possible. Like, if we could eliminate Pelipper before I can really get attacks off. I guess I could have spored the Pelipper too, now that I think about it, because if the Hydreigon's attacked with a fire move, it's Heat Wave, right? So I could have went for a I could have went for a Spore into Pelipper and just a Dazzling Gleam and then Spore the Hydreigon the next turn. I think that would have actually been really good. Oh well. I think it's probably Assault Vest on the Hydreigon at the looks of it, because the Snarl didn't do too much damage. I don't think it's Specs, but maybe it is. Spore gonna come out into Hydreigon. I mean, we could also just dodge the Hurricane, right? Because there is a chance they go for the Hurricane in this world. All right. Stay asleep with the Hydreigon. We're gonna see the Tailwind come out. Okay, that's fine. A Dazzling Gleam. Good damage. A crit on Hydreigon. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go for a Spore and a Pelipper, and I'm just gonna fire off another Dazzling Gleam. I don't really see a downside. Maybe Hydreigon switches out. Actually, Hydreigon could switch out. Maybe I do Spore that slot, because Pelipper Protect is very obvious. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for Dazzling Gleam Spore into the Hydreigon. If it wakes up, that's also really good. Yep, Hydreigon switches out. Not too surprising. Unless it's a Amoonguss, but Amoonguss doesn't accomplish anything. Nice. Nice. That's what we love to see. That is what we love to see. That is what we love to see. Okay, perfect. We are able to get the Spore off into gold. We figured out how they were trying to reposition. Excellent. And Dazzling Gleam into gold is fantastic. If I get rid of the Pelipper, I'm pretty sure I sweep the game with Eruption. So I'm going to double up the Pelipper slot, I think, with Acid Spray plus Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, it seems really good to get an Acid Spray Dazzling Gleam combination off. I will go for it. Especially since they have Protect Tailwind, they shouldn't have Wide Guard. And if Hydreigon comes in, it takes a lot of damage. Gold is actually going to retreat. Oh no. They're going to Hydreigon to Earth Power, but I'm just ahead, man. I'm just ahead. Hurricane. We even dodged a Hurricane. Perfect turns. Perfect turns. Acid Spray into the Pelipper. Lowers that special defense. So Dazzling Gleam, even though we're -1, it's a special attack choice specs powerhouse right here. Able to knock out the Pelipper. Oh my goodness. And they're stalling out their own Tailwind turns. They got rid of their rain users. So right now it's looking pretty rough. A Moongus gonna come out. They just lose to Eruption. They actually just lose to Eruption. I think I just go for Acid Spray into Hydreigon here, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, they can Pollen Puff stuff. So I'm going to go for Acid Spray Dazzling Gleam, I suppose. Oh, okay. They switch on their part. Gold. Okay. Good play on their part. Good play on their part. Okay. I mean, I still think that this is fine. I don't see, again, they have to do a lot here. They're going to sport a Toedscruel, which actually works out for me. Yeah, that works out for me. I'm going to go out into Typhlosion on the Toedscruel slot. And I think I'm actually going to switch into Palmot on this slot. And you might be thinking, why am I going to go for this play? I mean, if I was them, I'd probably switch back into Hydreigon and Pollen Puff potentially, or I would sport a Weezing. This play kind of covers both because Typhlosion gets in, can threaten the eruptions. The gold hasn't taken a turn of sleep, so we're perfectly safe here. And if they do spore my Weezing slot, I get to switch back out into another Pokemon, and then my natural cure will activate, so I actually have my ability. So go to sleep. Oh, they didn't switch in Hydreigon. Is perfect. They spored a Weezing slot. Okay, I think it's game over. Unless the gold is Timid Choice Scarf, which I don't think you would run on Rain. I'm going to go for Eruption. I'm going to switch out into... Do I go into Weezing or do I go into Toedscruel? Actually, wait, no. The Earth Power would have affected them because of neutralizing gas that I think about it. So I could have actually just Earth Powered to Hydreigon. That's fine. We go out into Toedscruel, I think. Yeah, battle gonna be forfeited. Just outmaneuvered them with the Typhlosion. Very nice. Oh, getting that huge gold switch, because I was like, okay, they're playing around the Spore. Hydreigon doesn't do much. It's more likely it's gonna switch out because the Pelipper is an easy Spore target, and I was exactly on the money. Then I was able to get the Acid Spray Dazzling Gleam, get rid of the rain, which meant like, oh, Typhlosion could go in on that end game, especially because they teared the Hydreigon early and it was weakened. So it could have got a little bit ugly. There was Pollen Puff potential. Like if they switched out that turn where instead of gold staying in, they went in Hydreigon, Pollen Puff their Hydreigon. I think it could have actually been like a bit scary of a game, which is also another reason why I went Palmot, because then I could Eruption, I could threaten to fake on Hydreigon, and I'll be in like an okay spot. But yeah. Rillaboom, Archaludon, Hisuian Arcanine, and Dragonite, the Ursaluna, and Golden Go. This is one heck of a team, that's for certain. One heck of a team indeed. I don't even know where to start. There's an Ursaluna with no speed control, unless it's Tailwind Dragonite. I do like Toedscruel in this matchup. I'm so scared of like a Scarf Golden Go just happening, man. Like I feel a Scarf Golden Go in my bones coming. But I will lead Toedscruel plus the Weezing. I don't think it's a bad lead. I think the only way this goes bad is if it is the Dragonite that becomes a bit of concern. But yeah, I think that this is probably all right. Palmot's pretty good. Close combat's pretty strong against Ursaluna. Like if it's Terra Flying Dragonite, then I can go for the Double Shock. And the close combat's good, just Arcanine and Ursaluna and Archaludon. They have 3 fighting weeks, and then I think Typhlosion helps beat the gold remaining. I could have brought the Corviknight. I do expect them to try to preserve the Archaludon because their team is really weak to Corviknight, but Archaludon is not an easy Pokemon to get rid of, especially since I'm assuming it's going to be a back mod. So I don't think I need to, but I would definitely have looked at Corviknight if I had a bit more time. Or they just lead straight up Archaludon plus Arcanine. Okay, right off the bat. Which, sure. I think that's fine. All right, I'm gonna spore with my... I don't even have to spore. I can just earth power. It's such a weird lead here. I have a few plays. I could go into Palmot and earth power. I do expect a Terra on Arcanine. I could sport Arcaludon. I guess I could Terra Water and sport Arcaludon, and I can just go for like a Dazzling Gleam right off the bat. Yeah, that's not too bad of a play. Because by sporting the Arcaludon, it can't go for like the Electro Shot, which is a pretty big deal. The Arcanine, I mean, are you going to play super risky and risk the Earth Power immediately? This also means I don't have to Terra to Weezing because I don't really like Terra Fire in this game. So let's see. No, they just protect Arcanine. Okay, that works out really well for me. Okay, beautiful. So I am able to get a... Oh, they just double protect. Okay, so they baited my Terra. Smart. I think that this is all right, though. So we do Spore Attempt the Arcaludon. Are they going to eat the Sleep Turn? They did have a Reel of Boom. If I'm not mistaken, they could switch in. Dazzling Gleam going to fail because it's into the Protects. I Earth Power. Do I Spore to Arcanine? Yeah, they have a Reel of Boom. I feel like if you have Reel of Boom, you're going to switch it in. I think I'm just going to Spore to Arcanine slot now, and I'm just going to Dazzle. I'll risk it. Because I don't know if you're exactly good. Like, Terra Arcanine would make a lot of sense here, I think. Because you could go for like an attack, put me in extreme speed range. Yep, we're going to see the swap. This is into Rillaboom. Perfect. Okay, nice. There should be a Terra, right? Oh, they did not Terra. I could have Earth Power just knocked out. All right. That's fine. I'm able to get a pretty big Dazzling Gleam, and I got a Spore off. So we're already in a nice setup position. Okay. As we go for Dazzling Gleam. Oh, that's big damage. That's a crit on Rillaboom. That's why. I wonder if Acid Spray Dazzling Gleam would finish it off here. I feel like it might. That crit? I feel like it would. You know what? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go for Acid Spray Dazzling Gleam. Let's do some big damage to the Rillaboom. Rillaboom has to be extremely fast to outspeed my Weezing. But let's see. Acid Spray into the Rillaboom. Ah, they woke up. Okay. It's Smash. We should tank one. Yep. Nice. Nice. Okay. Big Dazzling Gleam. Finish off the Rillaboom. Perfect. So goodbye the Rillaboom. That's a really nice trade-off. Is Arcaludon going to come back in? Yeah. Well, we know it's not Goggles on the... what's it called? The Arcanine. I have a lot of plays I could go for. I do think that this is extreme speed into Weezing coming out. So I think I'm going to Earth Power the... I think Earth Power is pretty safe in Arcaludon and going Typhlosion. I don't know. That Head Smash was kind of weak. Hey, Rock Slide, it's not a great spot. I could Earth Power and not be greedy here. Which isn't awful. I just don't know if Arcanine's going to protect this turn. You know what? I'm going to Earth Power, and I'm going to swap out into Typhlosion, because I think Typhlosion Eruption is just really good pin into the Arcaludon, and I don't think I ever want to risk a Rock Slide. The Neutralizing Gas going to wear off. We are going to bring in Typhlosion. Let's see. We see a Terra come out. This might be Terra normal extreme speed. Yeah, it is Arcanine, because like the Hit Smash into extreme speed looks so... Oh, it's Terra Grass. Uh-oh. That's not good. Protected Arcaludon, so at least I got something right. Okay. What did they go for? Earth Power into Arcanine, just barely misses the knockout. Head Smash into Toedscruel. Okay, that actually works out. Okay. That is nice, actually. That is nice. Because now Eruption is in a really nice spot. Did I want Toedscruel as the last Pokemon? I'm trying to figure out. Okay. I could go Palmot. Palmot's not bad here. But Dragonite E-Speed does clean me up if I do risk my Sash on Palmot. So I think I have to stay in with Toedscruel. I think we always just go for the Earth Power, and we're going to go for an Eruption. You have to Extreme Speed here to pick up the knockout on Toedscruel. Yep. Okay, nice. And we get to find out what kind of Archaludon set this is. All right, here's a big eruption. It's sturdy Archaludon, okay. So it's really going to come down to the Dragonite. The Dragonite's going to be a huge component here of like, okay, what's the end game, man? Electric Shot? Yep. Okay, so the Electric Shot's off deck as well. Oh boy. We used our Terra 2 on our Palma, which isn't ideal. Or we used our Terra, so we can't Terra our Palma for infinite attacks. Oh wait, Typhlosion survives. That is big, actually. Huh. Okay. I'm going on a Palmod here. I don't know who's coming in, but I have Fake Out Pressure against anything. Other than Dragonite. Yeah, that's the last Pokemon. Okay. You have to get rid of Typhlosion, right? Dragonite does tend to run multi-scale, but I'm not sure if it's going to be in this case. Oh, this is super tough. Do I risk it being multi-scale potentially? I guess like I should, right? I'm going to Fake Out the Dragonite. I'm going to go for Eruption. I feel like multi-scale Dragonite is pretty common. They're going to protect our Calydon. Yep. I feel like you have to get a Typhlosion or Eruption's still going to be something that's a factor. Unless you're Inner Focus Scale Shot, which I hope it's not. Because they're usually multi-scale if they're Scale Shot. Eruption. Nice. Okay, it was multi-scale. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, that's huge. Now I still threaten the Eruption. I think I want to go Weezing here. Yeah, I want to go Weezing and go for an Eruption, I think. Right? Not exactly. I think, actually, no, I'm going to protect Palmod and I'm going to go for Eruption. This is tricky. I don't know if they're going to get the double protect or not. I guess no, I think I do go for Eruption, actually. And protect. They get the double. No. All right. Did they Scale Shot or who did they Scale Shot? It's so important. Eruption and a D-Knight does nothing. Okay, they discard the Palmot. Okay. All right. So the fact that I'm still around is really important because I'm going to go out into Weezing. I'm going to click Eruption into their... Okay. We have a position. All right, I'm retreating to Palma. Please Scale Shot again. E-Speed, we might be able to tank, which is fine. Iron Head is really bad. If they have Iron Head, because these Dragonites sometimes run Iron Head. Neutralizing Gas. They go for a triple fail. Nice. And then Eruption comes out into the Archaludon and the Dragonite. More chip in the Dragonite. Sure. Critical hit on a really weak Eruption. Sure. Please show me Scale Shot into... Nice. 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 All right. It was into Weezing. Beautiful. We can go for Dazzling Gleam. We can swap out the Typhlosion to reset. And then we'll have Fake Out plus Shadow Ball pressure the next turn. So that's really good. That's really, really good. The game is not over by far, but definitely a good start. Oh, Stomping Tantrum, actually. Okay. Actually, I think that works out, because if they Scale Shotted my Typhlosion on the Switch, I think that would have been worse. Actually, no, they had to knock out the Weezing there. So we go into Typhlosion, we click Fake Out Shadow Ball, and then we click Shadow Ball Double Shock. We didn't Fake Out on the turn where Weezing was on the board because that's what I was trying to go for in the end game, but this works out perfect. We get the Fake Out, we get the Shadow Ball, and then we can Double Shock Shadow Ball. And it doesn't look like they have Protect because they're not going for it, unless you were in a focus and I was capping. All right, perfect. It might be a Salvage Dragonite, actually. That Shadow Ball didn't do that much, but Double Shock Shadow Ball will finish this off. Oh, man. Archaludon getting the Double Protect definitely was a bit painful, but thankfully was multi-scale Dragonite's been more common in Inner Focus, and we were able to get the Palmot on the scale shot, which was, or Weezing on the scale shot, which was huge because that allowed us to reset the Typhlosion attack. Because if we were locked into Eruption with the Typhlosion, they just target the partner, and I can't knock out the Dragonite without a critical hit. So would have been dire, but oh man, too close for comfort. All right, let's go over to games. In game 1, shouldn't have terrored the Toedscruel since I changed my play and went for Spore into Pelipper and was already locked in. Shouldn't have boosted them with the Rage Fist until the absolute last minute Eater, which made things possibly scary. But Weezing was able to clutch it out, surviving the Rage Fist with 2 HP in the end. In game 2, they did not know about the Covert Cloak on Toedscruel, so I got 2 knockouts. I was able to then force a Dragapult to lock in a move, but Palafin's Jet Punch was scary because Typhlosion was my best answer to beating the Dragapult. But Weezing was able to beat the Palafin with the Sludge Bomb Poison after they got a turn 1 Wake. In game 3, a solid start to the game that could have potentially optimized with hitting the Electabuzz if I knew my calcs better, but when Palma got the free switch, it was able to blow up the Chandelure because my opponent didn't go into Rillaboom, perhaps expecting Typhlosion to be the Backmon, so I won after knocking out the Chandelure. In game 4, Lumberry Dragonite was not a great start, so Terra Water could have helped, but there was also the chance of it being Choice Band, still maybe potentially getting a knockout, or an Extreme Speed follow-up, so Toedscruel might have been screwed no matter what. Thankfully, the Weezing was able to build up damage alongside the Palmot surviving the double up to retaliate back and secure the win with the Weezing next to the Garchomp. In game 5, a great start, but a few mistakes like not going for Brave Bird into the Arcalon as it switched into Politoed, and not going for the Spore into Arcalon. But I thought Earth Power was going to be enough at that range. However, thankfully, Politoed was not able to hit the Corviknight hard enough to seal the victory. In game 6, wish I just led the Toedscruel, but made some great plays getting calls consistently right with the Spore targets and positioned Typhlosion and Palmot into an incredible offensive position to pin any of my opponent's remaining options. In game 7, Force Terra wasn't great turn 1 with the Toedscruel, but I was able to get some quick knockouts. However, the Dragonite was still scary for my weakened Pokemon, especially with the double protect on the Arcalon they were able to get. Luckily, he was able to get the right moves and get the right callouts for the right counterplay to buy time for Typhlosion to finish off the Arcalon and to switch, being able to reset its attack. The Toedscruel and Weezing combination is absolutely insane. I actually remember I played this a couple of weeks ago, but it wasn't choice specs on the Weezing, and I thought, oh, that's a pretty cool technique. I did not expect what was going to happen at the Baltimore Regional Championship. The choice specs Weezing is really strong, although it can miss KOs, I feel like, even with the Acid Spray combination. But that Fast Spore, I think Fast Spore is absolutely insane. If you haven't checked out that Breloom episode, we just shown how powerful having a Fast Spore user can be, and it's absolutely incredible of how much damage output the team can initiate. It really works well together. Typhlosion with the Choice Scarf, able to outspeed a lot with that neutralizing gas. The Palmot, I'm still surprised it isn't Revival Blessing, because I feel like Revival Blessing back in the Weezing would be such a strong option. But yeah, overall, all the 6 mons were able to put in work. If you would like to check out the details of my recreation, they'll be down below in the description. And if you want to check out Wolfe's original team as well as his rental code that he posted on Patreon, go check out Wolfe down below in the description. But of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.